Hi everyone, welcome back to the Strategica channel. My name is Lerato, your host and advisor. So for any of you who are new, please remember that this channel is actually dedicated towards advancing personal finance and making sure that everyone is doing well financially. Strategica is licensed with the Central Bank of Lesotho as an investment and financial advisory firm. So today I'm going to talk about a topic that I'm sure a lot of parents or guardians are actually going to love: how to invest for your child's future. So this channel is actually dedicated towards advising financial education. Reason being, we are not giving out any advice, and if you want advice, you need to contact a professional. Financial advice is not a one-size-fits-all thing, and also we need to be creating bespoke financial advice or plans that cater to every person's individual needs, wants, and aspirations. So like I've said, today we're going to be talking about saving for your children's future. Like I said, future and not necessarily education. Reason being, given how today's times are changing and evolving, your child might not actually go through the traditional way of doing things and actually go through formal education to be successful. Some of them are turning into content creators. You might need to have money saved up to buy that expensive equipment to use, the cameras, the lights, the list goes on. So the first way we can go about investing for our child's future is actually buying what we call shares, or equities as some people might call them. So shares are important for two main reasons. The first one being they earn what we call capital appreciation. So that is basically the increase in the price. So for instance, if today I bought a share for 10 Rand and in a year's time it's worth 20, it means that I have gained 10 in simply just the change in the price. And we know that price is determined by supply and demand. The higher the demand, the lower the supply, the higher the price. So the more we get in terms of that capital appreciation means whenever in the future, if I sell that particular share and the price has increased, I'm going to earn money in terms of that price changes. And then the second way is what we call dividends. Shares or shareholders get what is actually distributed to them by the company, execs, the board, and everyone else that's involved in the day-to-day runnings of the business in what we call dividends. Dividends are actually money that they have made or returns that they have gained by investing the company's resources such that it actually generates income for them. So you also get money from dividend payouts that come from the companies. So like I'm saying, shares, capital appreciation, and dividends. The second option I'm going to talk about is investing. Investing, like Albert Einstein said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. So what this means is that your interest is going to earn interest, and the interest earns another interest. So basically what we're saying is that you're having exponential growth in terms of your investments. So we have just discussed shares, which are also a form of investing, but we decided to put them on the other end separately by themselves, because shares are also a very, very vast world where you can go buy shares either on the stock exchange, you can have unlisted shares. So it is a very vast world where by just investing in shares, you can get a good dividend payout and return on investment. When we are talking about investments here, we can also talk about investments that are also baskets. So let's say you don't have the professional expertise to actually make that decision that I want to be invested in Coca-Cola or MTN, for instance. So now you approach other companies that we call investment managers. So investment managers have the expertise to actually do that fund selection for you or share selection for you, where now they're investing in what we call treasury bills and bonds, which are issued by governments. You can be invested in shares, where now they're choosing which company to buy and which one to sell, where for instance they can be invested in what we call REITs or real estate investment trusts, where here now you're investing in property. So there are different types of investments that are out there for you, and it's actually high time that you get yourself educated on the different investment vehicles out there so that you start earning money. Some people are not so comfortable with a risk, so going on the saver end of the spectrum where they're invested in fixed deposit accounts, they are more comfortable with that. please remember that with comfort means less interest and with other people, they are more on the higher end of the spectrum and really enjoy taking on the risk and in the higher return. So equities or shares might be more appealing to them. Equity funds might be more appealing to them. Or other people, know what, I have been owning Malaini, as we call them in Sesotho, and this works for me. So the rental income coming from rental property also is a good form of investment as well. So when it comes to investment, let's make sure that we educate ourselves about the different options that are out there and how you can start making money from today. Another option, which is the third option that you can actually save towards your child's future, is an education policy. But as the name suggests, an education policy is actually catered towards catering for your child's educational expenses. So there are different types of policies as well that are out there, and we will be discussing this in the next episode, where we'll actually be diving and looking at the different options that are there for you when it comes to the education policies. So educator policies, different insurance companies offer them. They have different benefits and advantages and some disadvantages. But here, as the name suggests, you will be saving for, in particular, your child's education. So you can find some options out there that actually pay out at different points during your child's education. Some might pay when they're in primary school, some high school, and some even up to varsity. So we will be discussing the different advantages and disadvantages and how to be comparing the different educator policies in the next episode. So the fourth and last option, but as I may say, last but not least, is a business. Starting a business while your child is still very young can also be a form of income that you might be putting away for their future. The reason being, if there is money that you have put into the business, the blood and sweat that you put into it, the income that it makes, it might be setting up your child for their future. One, they might start working for the business itself, which would also mean that they won't be struggling in terms of looking for a job very early on. They will get experience in terms of having hands-on experience with handling different business affairs, and if they have to live or work for another similar company that might be bigger than the one that you actually have, they are well equipped in terms of running a business. Also, the monetary benefit that comes with owning a business means that you can also give them a portion of a share in that particular business, and then they'll be earning, like we have explained, the dividends. There might be that capital appreciation, but also income that you are making. The fact that as a person, the income that you stand to gain from your business as a parent or guardian means that you have more money at your disposal. And the more money you have at your disposal, the different options that you can start looking into. The business itself is a structure that is there to help them go into it whenever they're ready. The monetary gains you're getting from the business can go towards that educator policy. They can go towards those investments. They can go towards buying shares. They can even go towards, just a safety net that you have there, so that whenever there are emergencies within the family that the child actually needs to be catered for, there's money to actually make sure that they are able to handle such opportunities. Let's take, for instance, your child just wrote the Science Olympiad, or just won the spelling bee and needs to go overseas. Do you have the funds today to make sure that if that opportunity arises, they might be able to go overseas? So remember, parents and guardians, when it comes to investing for your child's future, we want to make sure that financially we are able to take care of their medical expenses, we're able to take care of the educational expenses, we're able to take care of any other emergencies or opportunities that might come by. So let's make sure that if your child is the next Einstein, you are investing in those experiments. If it's the next big content creator, you're investing in those expensive cameras and lighting equipment. If your child is a doctor, you're able to help them with their education and the university fees. And if they're a creator, they are a writer, Can you invest in that book and make sure that you own those copyrights? So making sure making sure that you have the money available for you and your child, make sure that they're able to take the opportunities that come due to them whenever they are there. So please do remember, we are saving for their future and not necessarily only their education, because given that the world is so fast-paced, there now are so many careers and paths that they might go into that do not actually fall into the formal education system. So see you next time, and bye.